Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to Joe Stunner Boxing. Let's ask ourselves a little question. What's next for Ryan Garcia now that he's made monkeys out of most of us, myself included? Brilliant win, of course, against Devin Haney. But what's next on the agenda? Now, inevitably, quite a few people have been calling him out, not least of all Conor Benn. And he said, yeah, no problem, we can do it. But Conor, can I just remind you yet again that you're actually a welterweight, mate, 147-pounder. What are you calling out another 140-pounder for? You're kind of fond of doing this. You know, you're meant to fight welterweights. And I've got an idea. How about the recently inked Jaron Boots Ennis? Why don't you call him out? Why don't you have a little fight with him? Eddie Hearn promotes both of you. Why not? Why not do that? But stop calling out 140-pounders because you're meant to be a welterweight, all right? And also, by the way, you're still banned in Britain. Anyway, I was thinking about what I would personally like to see Ryan do. And in fact, it had that ripple effect because I started to think, well, why stop there? Why not let's pretend that we are the excellent turkey milkshake. Let's pretend we've got his money and we're going to set up a nice little fantasy boxing tournament. So with either Harry Potter's magic wand or the excellent turkey's bottomless money bag, or both, let's put together a couple of semi-finals with the winners facing each other. We'll start with an explosion of a fight, an absolute eruption of a fight between WBA champ Isaac Cruz, IBF champ Subriel Mateus. How about that for a fight? And that's just one of the semi-finals, okay? Those styles would gel perfectly. It can't fail to be a terrific fight, a knockdown, drag 'em out, no holds barred scrap. But who would we have in the other semi-final? How about we have Saturday's victor, Ryan Garcia, coming off that brilliant win over Haney, facing Teofimo Lopez. Another explosion of a fight, potential explosion. Two semi-finals, both brilliant fights. There'd need to be a bit of cross-pollination when it comes to the promotional stuff. But hey, if you got Turkey Milkshake's money or Harry Potter's wand, why not? Let's just indulge me, all right? Two brilliant fights. And who can say that the winners of those two contests wouldn't deserve to be in a grand final against each other? I think that would be fantastic. Now, of course, the question is, who would be in the final? Well, do you know, when it comes to Cruz and Mateus, I'm not going to do, these are just off the cuff, off the top of my head predictions. They're not really predictions at all, but I would assume that Mateus would have the edge. And as game and as tough as Cruz is, I would favour Mateus, maybe on points. I certainly don't think Cruz would quit because Mateus is the king of making people quit. Used to be Lomachenko, now it's Mateus. No, I think Cruz would hang tough and would be in the mix. But I think probably Mateus would edge that one. Points, I'll say. As far as the other one's concerned, Ryan versus Teo, well, you've got these two loose cannons. And if you'd seen one of my previous videos that I did, I think yesterday, I don't hold with the idea that just because Garcia performed so brilliantly in the ring, it doesn't necessarily mean everything's kushti-mushti outside the ring. No, I think it actually, as I said before, sometimes the ring is the safest haven for a fighter who's troubled out of it. And of course, one thinks of Johnny Tapia and, maybe Mike Tyson and a few others, Oliver McCall perhaps. It doesn't necessarily follow that that you're okay outside the ring just because you're inside in it, any more than it follows that if you're okay outside the ring, you're going to be okay inside it. No, it's two very different mindsets. And sometimes, especially if you're like Ryan or Teo and you've boxed from when you were very, very young, it can give you an identity and can make you feel comfortable. It can give you confidence and so on and so forth. So I don't necessarily think that Ryan is stable. Even in his post-fight interview, he said, "I've got ADHD, so sometimes I just do random stuff." And he said it very matter-of-factly. Okay, fair enough. He's aware of his situation. But Teofimo Lopez, of course, as we know, another hothead, another guy who sort of randomly flits between looking absolutely brilliant and looking mediocre. You know, I mean, both these guys have got bad losses on their record. Teo to George Kambosos, and in which he got floored, although he did come back and floor Kambosos, but he deservedly lost that fight. And Ryan, of course, was stopped with a body punch by Tank, although it was at a much lower weight. I don't know. I mean, I think, who would I pick in that one off the top of my head? It's very difficult to say, very difficult. Because, like I say, both can blow hot and cold. But the fact of the matter is, if they did fight, and one guy, the right guy got the decision, say there wasn't any sort of stupidity going on. Not like with Barbosa and McComb on Saturday. That was a disgrace. But anyway, I won't digress. If the right guy gets the win, and I think it would probably be a decision as well. That's who it would go to. I really don't know. But I think, again, you couldn't really argue that they'd earned a place in that final, with the other guy. So I think that the Excellent Turkey needs to watch this video, take my idea. It's yours, Your Excellency. You have my idea. Get this little tournament going. 2 semi-finals. The top 4 winners meet. Bang. An explosion of boxing, of brilliant, entertaining boxing. Why not? I mean, let's be honest, the 140-pound division is stacked. I mean, Arnold Barbosa looked, I thought, very weak, and I've never really been impressed by him. But he ain't a bad fighter, but he's certainly a level or two below the top guys. I'll bet Haney wishes that Garcia had pulled out and Barbosa had stepped in now. But anyway, there are other good 140-pounders. There's some other good ones out there. Very, very good fighters. So it's a stacked division. But if you get the top 4 together, come on, we're talking Ring Magazine stuff, aren't we? Ring Magazine belt. We're talking maybe starting even a new lineage at 140. And the last man standing couldn't really argue. You couldn't really argue with their status. And also the losers. I mean, let's say, for example, Ryan beat Teo or vice versa, and Mateus beat Isaac. So what? The other guys can come back. If you fight the best, taking a loss, it's not really that, major a catastrophe. It might be a setback. It may be disappointing. I mean, Haney can come back at 140. Why not? I do think that was a bad beating he took. And it was a strange fight in one sense, because a lot of people have said, I thought Haney won more rounds. I tend to agree. I think you can make a case for that. But of course, you get floored 3 times and you get beaten up in the ones that you are losing. That can put miles on the clock. So, but he can come back. If he has a long rest, he's still a young man. He can come back. But you don't need to be taking too many wallops like he took on Saturday, put it that way. So yeah, what do you think? Who would you put Ryan in with next? Do you like the idea of a little tournament? Who do you think Ryan can beat, and who do you think he cannot beat? There's an interesting question for you. Do you think that maybe the Haney win was just a sort of aberration, and that the Tank win perhaps reflected the real Ryan more, or do you think it's the other way around? Leave your comments below. I'm interested to know. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to reading your comments. I will catch you later, ladies and gentlemen. In the meantime, take care and bye for now.